James, what's your answer to this question? Your primary reaction to the Phillies losing Harrison Bader to the Giants in a 2-year, $20.5 million contract. A, angry. B, disappointed. C, okay with it.
A, I'm angry.
Right?
And it's the whole offseason. Like, you've been more chill about it the whole way. I've hated the entire offseason. I think they have, I gave them an F.
Yep.
The F continues with the Bader move. Like, I think they have gotten worse this offseason in the most important offseason, this whole run, in terms of how the fans feel, in terms of their chances to win and all this stuff. Guys getting older. They went backwards. They did nothing. I think it's, honestly, I don't use this word lightly. I think this Phillies offseason has been a disaster.
So I don't think it's been that bad, but this one hurts. This one hurts because they showed you they have the money with Bichette, and he doesn't take it, and so the money just goes back to John Middleton? I mean, is that it?
Well, and they show you that, 6 weeks earlier, they spent, I know it's only a 1-year deal, but they paid Adolis Garcia to play in right field. So it just kind of makes you think, and after that was when Dombrowski said, I think our outfield's pretty set. It does just make you wonder, like, what the thought process is there. Because like James said, I agree. I think this is just a cherry on top of an F- disaster offseason. You have a guy who wants to play for you. He wants to play for a winning club. He brings an energy that no one else has brought in this Phillies clubhouse, and ended up not making too much money in only a 2-year deal, and you couldn't even get that done. It's just frustrating.
It's very frustrating.
Is this just the Phillies saying, we know you don't? We know he played so far over his head last year.
It's part of it.
He can't possibly live up to that level again.
Part of it.
I mean, if that's the case, though, to then say, but we're going to trust Justin Crawford, who we could have brought up at any point last season and didn't, to play every single day in center field. Like, that's the part that doesn't make a lot of sense to me. And then you have Brandon Marsh in left field, who still can't hit lefties. So, like, what are you going to do there? Is it Otto Kemp, a platoon?
The part that bothers me more than anything is the Marsh part. I can understand playing Crawford. Like, they do it to get younger. They do it to get cheaper. That's part of it. What bothers me is the reliance on Marsh, who I think likely becomes their best overall outfielder. Now, again, maybe someone will say, well, no, it's Garcia. Maybe someone will say it's Crawford. And maybe it is. Like, I don't know. But, I mean, the concept that Marsh is probably your number one outfielder entering a season is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. James, is Marsh, am I right to say Marsh is probably their best overall outfielder? Offense, defense,
I think
base running.
based on last year and how young Crawford is, I think he definitely is. I think Garcia's ceiling is higher, as we've seen. But, I mean, Garcia the last 2 years has been a disaster. He's been awful.
To be fair, though, to the others, here's an argument against Marsh being that guy. He's probably not going to start against lefties, and that's about 30% of the game.
I'm just saying numbers. I get it. I'm just saying what Garcia's done the last couple of years, and the fact Crawford's going to be 22 years old. I mean, again, he's going to be one of the 10 youngest players in baseball to start the year. 15 youngest at best, probably 10. So, like, you can't expect Crawford to just come in and be better than Marsh immediately. So, like, I think Marsh is clearly their best outfielder to start the year, with Garcia having a higher ceiling.
Rhea, Otto Kemp, best outfielder. It's like saying
he's way too close to the starters to make that joke. Yeah. You can't make that joke. That's not okay.
I know it is, but
it is a joke.
It's
not a joke.
It's barely a joke. Is the problem?
I wanted Crawford up a lot last year, but I keep going back to he's probably better suited to left field.
Yeah.
So I mean, it drives me nuts.
Yeah, I mean, Devin, why not Bader?
I don't know. And I think in that interview that he did with Heyman, he kind of said, like, I don't know.
Well,
like,
let's listen. I got that audio.
Let's
listen
to
it. Here is Harrison Bader yesterday. He's talking to Jon Heyman. There's a lot in here. Very comprehensive answer on the Phils. Listen to what he said.
With regards to the Phillies, I just think that they have a lot of people to worry about. There's a lot of money at stake, and it's not just as simple as thinking about me and my career when they're trying to construct a roster. So why I'm not with them, I don't know. I don't know. But it doesn't diminish the amazing experience I had there. It doesn't diminish the incredible 2.5 months I had there. And baseball's a funny game. You always see those guys on the other side. This is always just about putting on a show for the fan base, putting on the show just for the kids watching at home. And I think tapping into that now I'll get an opportunity to play those guys. Obviously, I'm really just looking forward to it, and you just never know what happens in the game. And I just think that they went a different way, which is totally okay.
John, it hurts to hear that, doesn't it?
Lots, yeah. He wanted to be a Philly. It's coming through. It's obvious. He doesn't know why they went in another direction. He would have been our best outfielder. I don't understand this, especially at the price. 2 years, $20.5 million. It feels so doable, and it comes down to they just didn't want him.
Yeah, I think
I did.
Yeah, I think it primarily comes down to they want someone else. And my point today is that's fine if you get to someone else.
Yeah, where is that?
Who is that someone else, and where is he? And when do I get him? Do I get him this offseason? Do I get him in the trade deadline?
You're going to get him at the same time the Eagles hire an offensive coordinator.
Yeah.
Never.
3 years from now? All right, so a couple major things on the table. One, Sixers and Flyers, just absolute beyond clunkers yesterday. I mean, it's just horrible. I think, I'd have to look it up, I think Maxine Edgecombe made a combined 5 shots in the game.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. He had a season low 6 points.
Yeah, I think Maxine made 3 and Edgecombe made 2, something like that.
Well, we keep talking about the minutes. I didn't realize he leads the NBA 39
Tyrese?
and a half minutes a game.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
he only had 25 last.
Eye test tells you pretty much. I mean, you can see it, and he's out there all the time. So they eventually got him off the court yesterday because what's the point?
Yeah.
You're down by $1 million. You got another game tonight.
50. Down by 50.
Exactly. Obviously, there's a game tonight against Milwaukee. Not a very good team. Greek Freak's injured. So you would expect, Joel and Paul George and get the band back together. But, part of what yesterday speaks to is even though there's been growing belief in the Sixers, it's also only to a certain point because we know they're going to have to, if they're going to go to the NBA Finals, and again, they're probably not, but if they're going to, they're going to have to win a lot of games on the road in the playoffs, and that's hard. I mean, yesterday is a classic example of my team has to play against, someone else's team in the playoffs, game 1 on the road, game 7 on the road. I mean, that's a winnable game yesterday, but you don't play, your 2 older guys. You rely on the 2 younger guys. They're out of steam. Everyone else just kind of clunks it up. I lose by 37 points. That's how you're a 6 seed instead of a 3 seed. That game yesterday is how you were a 6 seed instead of a 3 seed, right there. Because that is not a game they really should lose, but, it's kind of white flagged from the beginning. 215-592-9494. So Sixers and Flyers reaction, really a very similar day in many ways. And then also the Phillies and the Eagles. So on the Phillies front, your reaction to Bader, the Phillies losing out on Harrison Bader. And on the Eagles front, they still do not have an offensive coordinator. And I ask you this question, do you trust them in this moment? To me, there's conflict there. On one hand, I think the Eagles deserve a lot of benefit of the doubt. They win an awful lot. I mean, I think we all would acknowledge Lurie and Howie are exceptional at their jobs, exceptional. I think both are going to end up in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. We know Sirianni's got one of the great records ever for a guy 5 years in. So there's a lot to like there.
They weren't exceptional this season.
No, but they're exceptional. I'm not. You
got to ding them for this season.
I'm not dinging them.
I wouldn't call them exceptional for what's happened this season and what happened the year that Brian Johnson was here.
Yeah, here's the thing I'll say.
They didn't learn from it.
Well,
they learned after they got rid of Brian Johnson, they hired Kellen Moore 4 days later.
And then went right back to it.
They had a plan. They knew what they wanted. This time, does it feel like they know what they want? It feels like they figure what they sort of want, and then that guy lets them know he doesn't want us.
That is how it feels, John. It feels like they had an initial plan, got met with resistance, and plan B was, give us 21 days, guys. We'll figure it out.
And you know what they're going to tell you when they eventually go, this is the guy we wanted all along, and not a single person is going to buy that.
Can we clone a Vic Fangio for the offense? We just clone that human and just make him an offensive guy?